Mm.
Boom! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat, Mr. Creole, Catfishing. What's going on, my Cajun brother?
A lot is going on. We got a lot of work going on. The weather is finally straightening it up. We got warm weather down here. But as I look towards that side of the screen, your scenery looks a lot better than mine does right now.
Well, I'm sitting on the lake out here, and I'm watching bait bust all behind me, and I need fresh bait. So I'm I'm kind of wishing I was out there trying to catch whatever the hell's busting on top of the water. But
Yeah, no kidding, right?
we're down here on Wheeler Lake, and tonight we're actually paired up with a couple of friends of ours from home, which is Mark Mitchell and Tanner Underwood, and rented a house down here on the lake. So we got the Elk River right there in the background. Actually, it's a little cove off the Elk River, which dumps out into the Wheeler Lake, Tennessee River. So we are down here. We just pulled in like 15 minutes ago to get in here and do the show. We was planning on doing the show live from the water and trying to catch some fish, and but the fishing has been tough, and everything down here closes at like 9 o'clock. So if you haven't eaten already, you're not going to eat. So we was like, hey, this fat kid's hungry. So we better.
Is that one of these places like they actually roll the streets up like at 10 o'clock and just that's it, done?
Yeah, well, it's like 9 o'clock. I mean, 9 o'clock, you aren't eating anywhere, but it is shut down. So Rogersville is a very small town, but we like small towns.
Oh, absolutely.
And unfortunately, Brandon, he says better have them better cheddars on stocked up. We have eaten all of our better cheddars so far. So we had to make a run to the grocery store and replenish lots of groceries and snacks for the boat. So, but hey, I can't see but 3 people in chat. So if you want to help me out and say hello to some folks,
no, I got you. I got you covered, brother. I got him on the big screen here. First one in the house. And he's been first for a while now. Mr. Mike Sampson. What's going on, Sampy? I see Buckeye Catfish in the house. Matt with Wannabe Outdoors. What's up, Matt? Mike with Fish in the Mid-South. Let's see. This jumped on me. Mr. Jimmy, James Bailey Catfish. What's going on? Dale Hayslip, Daryl with Trophy Seekers Outdoors. We're going to be talking a little bit about what Daryl had going on here this past weekend. But what's going on, Daryl?
Daryl had a lot going on this last weekend, that's for sure.
He had a lot going on. Got channel member Brian B. What's going on, Brian? Good to see you, brother.
What's up, Brian?
Miss Becca in the house. Got Brandon with Catfish and Dreams. Miss Paula Smith, the legend.
Paula,
herself.
where are you at? Miss Paula Smith supposed to be heading down here to fish with us too.
Yeah. She did make a post about heading down there. She got to take care of them little ducks first, though. She got to take care of that first. Priority.
She gotta get her ducks in a row.
Oh, how often do you get to use that joke? That is awesome. 1 point for Roger. Danny Stone Outdoors. What's going on, my brother? Got Miss Tanya Hollis in the house. Got Pretty Bunch in the house. What's happening, man?
Pretty Bunch. I don't remember seeing that. Is that a new channel?
He hangs around a lot. He is just about in everything I do live. He doesn't live that far from me. I think he lives around the Vidalia, Natchez area, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But semi-local to me. One of my supporters. Let's see, Mr. Paul Boyd. What's going on, Mr. Paul? River Rat 3030. Donald Knight Sr. is in the house. Well, it's got Mike G, the bumping fool himself.
He would go
in 4 fish.
There you go. He would absolutely go insane down here. There's zero flow anywhere. Matter of fact, I think the river's going backwards. I'm telling you, it's that bad.
I know I'd be losing my mind. That whole no current thing.
Oh man, no. It's terrible.
I can't do that. Mr. Dave Garcher, what's going on? Let's see. New Jersey Fishing Maniac. What's going on, man? Got a Facebook user in the house. Good to see you.
Welcome, everybody.
War Pig. Another legend
What's up,
in the
Mr.
house. What's going on, brother?
My brother Bill Hopper. What's up, buddy?
See, we got Joe Ziegler in the house. Got Mr. Dave Funk here with us. Garden Princess, that is your sister, right, Roger?
That is my sister. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. She could use a prayer or two if you guys do some prayers or positive vibes or thoughts. She's been going through some health issues herself right now. So love you, sis, and I hope you get the film better.
Gotcha. Look, Daryl said he's rested up, ready to go again. He ready for another one.
I doubt that. Daryl looked like a whoop puppy. He looked like a beat dog by the end of Saturday.
But I heard through the grapevine that he did one hell of a job putting all of that together, and we will definitely talk about it because I know my boy here was there. We definitely could be talking about that here in a minute.
Here, go ahead.
As soon as we get done saying hi to everybody, Sean T Outdoors, another local brother. What's going on, my man? Miss Chrissy Brown is in the house. Let's see, Lance McCouguy, Freddie, the
Very
man
good.
himself. What's going on, Freddie? Why is my button? There we go. There's the. Hey, look,
I got that fish alongside of Freddie.
Yeah, he will not let it go by the better cheddars, man. I don't know what to tell you.
He was there when
I offered him to come over and get some. He didn't want to come over. He's like, he didn't want the buns I had.
Well, I'm not even gonna touch that joke. Nope.
it's what you think.
No. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, dude. LG, Mr. Tom, what's going on, man? Let's see who else we got. Thomas, laughing catfish, and what's going on? And I bet you if Thomas is
going on, Thomas,
Sharina is not far away. So I'm gonna go ahead and say hi to Sharina because I know she's there somewhere.
There you go.
She's hiding. Got another Facebook. Howdy from Tyra. Someone,
That's
you know who that is?
Oh yeah, that's Tyra, Dirty South. Dragging dirty.
Of course. Okay, of course. How can I forget?
We've been dragging dirty for a week.
I might have to do some dirty dragging myself here coming up pretty soon. I need to get a whole tour and get some of them dragging weights I've been hearing so much about. Put a couple miles on.
We've been dragging them through every nook and cranny. I'm telling you, we have fished we've started fishing in 2 foot of water and dragging out and some nasty stuff. Matter of fact, Zach caught his PB or day before yesterday.
I saw that.
Started out dragging in like 2-3 foot of water, and I think we finally got it hooked up around 8 foot of water. He caught his PB flathead.
That is all
dragging. Keeping them baits down there where the fishes are.
I don't drag a whole bunch, but I got a couple of spots that's just the only way to go. And I'm just got to broaden my horizons. I got those beautiful Uncle Lou boards that just sit there unused, and it's a crime. It's a crime not to drag them around.
Zach said he'll buy them from me. We're looking to get some more Uncle Lou boards. So Zach's got 1 set on his boat. I've got 2 sets on my boat. But here's the problem that we run into, and this isn't a sales pitch, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, but the Uncle Lou's boards outpull everything. So they pull harder than all the other boards that we run. And so I'm not going to say the other name brands, but we've got them all, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. And so the problem is if, we always have to put our Uncle Lou's boards on first because they go out the farthest.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if you catch a fish or get hung up or something on an outside board, now all of a sudden you have to try to switch the other boards to the outside. And now you got this board on the inside that wants to pull 10 times harder than the other boards. And so it's trying to race them or pass them or run over them.
Not for me.
But, it'd be best if you had all the same name brand or same kind of board. So that way they all pull the same and you don't run into this hopscotch type situation, which is what we've been dealing with here the last couple of days.
I got you. And you see, and me, I'm a little biased.
That's the problem.
Yeah. The only boards I've ever used in my life are Uncle Lou boards. I've never used any other brand name before. In fact, Uncle Lou made me those boards.
As soon as we catch them, they go right into the ice.
So I love them.
They're covered immediately.
Yep. We all love Uncle Lou, and it's no secret. He's a friend of mine, but honestly, if he sold the company and somebody else started making the exact same board, whoever started making them, that's where I'd be buying them, because I like them that much. They
got a bigger blade on.
Yeah, that really comes down to the metal, the blade that hangs down in the water is just a little bit longer than everyone else's, so it grabs more water. It planes out faster. You can use them in much slower speeds. So use promo code Muskrat. Don't do that. He'll probably charge you double. So just don't do that.
Yeah, he's gonna put an extra charge on there. Yeah, I mean, you could use like code Creole 10. It's not gonna get you anything. It'll just look cool. It ain't gonna do. In fact, while we're on the subject of boards, Thomas actually has a question, and I know you've done this, Roger. He says, can they be used while anchored in current?
Absolutely.
I've done it a lot.
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
We do it all the time. The only risk you take in doing that is if you do snag and break off, you have to go chase a board that's floating downriver. But you run that risk if you snag and break off while you're dragging boards anyway.
Yes.
Depending on
use them from the bank.
Depending on what type of clip. Yeah, there are guys that will use a planer board from the bank. So like, let's say if you're on a wing dike or on a point of some sort, and there's current coming around that, and everything's getting swept, behind you or into the eddy or dead water, you can use a planer board to keep that bait out there. So great question, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Why do you think flatheads are top?
That's something that I want to do is in slower current. Now, most of my current is way too fast to attempt to do that. But when the current's really, really slow in another river at certain times of the year, I really want to try to do that is from an anchored boat, plane some out and really spread things out and see what I can accomplish. I believe, Miss Tara, I may take you up on that. I definitely want to. I'll get your. I'm sure Roger has your contact info. I'll get it from him. We going. Yeah. Yep.
I will.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Tyra and Craig are great friends of ours. They have a great product. I was using that same product way before they even purchased the company. I believed in those dragon weights long before they even bought the company. They're my favorite. They have flotation built into them. They stand upright. They just kind of help coax them along. Nothing. I don't care what dragon weight you make or who makes it. There's nothing out there. It's 100%. You drag it along the bottom, there's a chance you're going to lose it. But we have lost a lot less rigs dragging their weights. So it's a good product.
Yep. Because I'm dying to drag around these massive, and I mean massive spooks that Freddie made for me. I need a good excuse to drag. Basically, they're decommissioned submarines with eyes on each end. That's basically what they are. But I'm dying to drag a just ridiculous sized bait behind these big old spooks. So yeah, I've got a mission in mind.
Yeah, you may have to run 4 or 5 ounces to keep that thing down.
Hey, I ain't scared. That ain't no problem. I ain't scared. In fact, I've got them. Little later, I got them like just out of my reach right there. I gotta show one on camera. Those things, but they're so cool. They're custom painted. Hey, if you like big baits, which we do, and we cannot lie.
We like big baits.
Yes, hey, I think he calls them the Mondo Jumbo, something like that. I'm gonna check it out. I'll show one on camera here in a second.
I think he sent me he sent me a picture of a new prototype he's coming out with, like the BBC XL or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm
not touching that. I'm not. Nope. Nope. Okay. I ain't touching that one.
Matter of fact, Tyra and Craig, they're down here fishing too. They've been posting pictures. They're actually doing way better than we are. I told Tyra I'm going to start dropping a pin on all of her pictures to figure out where they're at and what they're doing.
Yep.
Because I just seen Joe asked there, the Sea Arc tournament is next weekend. They're actually determining whether to have it on Friday or Saturday, which is very smart. But I think they're going to move it to Friday because we got some bad winds coming in Saturday. So right now it's Saturday, but I believe they're going to move it to Friday, which we are all good for. Why do you think flatheads are caught more often dragging and not so much bumping? In my opinion, yeah, a lot of it's location. When you're dragging, you're dragging down and through different things of bumping. I know that they'll get up by the dams and do different things. Yeah, and we're only used to bumping. Holy crap!
We've caught them bumping. You have, I have.
Yeah, we've caught them bumping. This just don't happen as nearly as often as dragging. But in my opinion, it's either the location or the fact that the bait is coming by their, face quickly, as opposed to dragging. They have an opportunity to ambush it from behind, which is, flatheads are more, actually, sadly, more related to a largemouth bass than most other catfish species because of the way they're designed. They're designed to ambush and attack from below.
The mouth is.
That's why they have that
lower jaw,
that huge lower jaw. So
see, and Thomas had another question, and I can tell you exactly to answer that question, Thomas. If your boards are steady, like bouncing, like porpoising, that means your current is a little too fast. It's pulling that board up out of the water. That's the same problem I have. The solution would be to somehow the rod that sticks out from the planer board that your clip is mounted to somehow put the clip closer to the board to close that distance. That means the board wouldn't pull so hard and it would stay down in that current a little bit more. What you think, Roger?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways to take some of the pull out of the board. One of them would be a shorter arm. So if there's a way to attach, your clip goes on the end of it. The longer that clip is, the farther away from the board it is, the harder it's going to pull. If you're able to design or create a shorter arm, it's going to have less pull on it. So it sounds like if you're dragging baits, you're going really fast, or if you're in anchored position in current, your current's too fast.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I have that problem a lot, especially with the Uncle Lou's. Like I said, they pull so good when there's no current and you're pulling them that my current has really got to slow down a lot to think about using a board like that because my current is always so fast. Because I've experienced that before.
Offshore planer boards, use them.
About 1.5 miles per hour is about when our boards start to porpoise. Anything over 1.5, 1.7.
It probably has to do with your weight too, that you got on your weight and your bait size may have a factor in that.
Okay. Yep. Text me, Thomas. You got my number, Bubba. Freddie said, yeah, the Mumbo Jumbo. That's what Mumbo Jumbo spooks are the bomb. Floated a whole 3-pound skipjack half body at the creek, which for those, okay, this is your normal size spook. In fact, this happens to be if I wouldn't drop the thing, this happens to be a little Triple City spook right here. This is your normal size right here. Okay. This, for size comparison, is one of the Triple City Cat Daddies, one of the 4.5 inchers. Okay. Now, and I'm going to hold these things side by side. Let me take one of these bad boys out the pack here. But this is the Triple City Cat Daddy. And here is the Freddie Mumbo Jumbo spook. I mean, you can literally see it is more than double the diameter and at least 50% longer. This thing is big. But if you want to drag some big baits, do the big boy stuff, this baby will definitely hold it up. And you see that, you can tell the custom paint job he put on there for me. In fact, I would bet
there you go.
If you'd want some Creole edition spooks, I bet you he'll paint you up some.
Don't go put
if you ask him real much. I probably just got myself in trouble, but doesn't matter.
That's all right. Limited edition, right there. It is very limited edition. Avid says he has a 7-inch spook.
Yeah, buddy. Eight and a half inch in the works. How big is too big? I don't know, but you know what? We're going to find out. If I want to drag a whole 40-pound Asian carp for bait, then we're just going to have to see, you know. It could be done. Let's see. I know I'm way behind in chat, guys. I'm getting questions, making sure we cover the topics real good, but I have not forgot about anybody. Trust me. See, Daryl's talking about the dragging. So you cover more area dragging to go through more areas. I think Roger's right. I think when you're dragging, naturally, if you're dragging, you're going in lower current areas where bumping is more for high current areas. I think it just lends itself to more of yellow cat areas because naturally you're in a low current area. That would be my take on it.
Yeah. Flatheads, they don't mind current. They just don't want that real fast current. And we all, you know, if we're bumping, you're in some really fast current. So it's, you know, it's just my opinion that because dragging, you're typically targeting more flathead type habitat. Therefore, you're going to contact more flatheads.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not saying, you know, because I know for a fact an Uncle Lou board will do that in higher current. It's not a bad thing at all because the Uncle Lou board works so good in zero current situations, pulls out so hard. But that's the other side of the coin. If you do have a lot of current, you would actually, in heavy current, you'd actually want a board that doesn't pull out very well. If that makes sense, so, that's almost what you want.
If you want one of those,
don't
pull. You know what to do,
Roger.
The offshore planer boards, they don't pull very good.
They don't pull hard.
They don't pull very hard. You got to really have some current to make them bad boys work.
I bet you I could make them pull where I'm at. Throw them in about 5 mile an hour current. I bet they'd rip away from that boat.
That might be the only board you can use.
It could be.
Hey, I'll trade you to Uncle Lou's for a set of them.
Zach said he'll trade you a set of offshore planers for your Uncle Lou's.
Ooh, I tell Zach I might just make him a deal on the offshore planers he's got. How about that? I may just do that.
Yeah, that's more likely to happen.
Yeah, I don't know about look, and Freddie confirming, does custom paint for anyone. So there you go.
Oh, we got to come up with a new muskrat version.
Oh,
I've actually got a color scheme picked out. I was trying to get Demon Dragons to give us our own Demon Dragon, but we never got it approved. I don't know. They're like, Muskrat who? Never heard of her.
I know, right? What is that? I guess that makes me famous, don't it? That's what I'm talking about. And he did send me some normal size ones as well that are my color. I mean, look, y'all know me with the purple and gold. I somehow fooled Freddie into doing this for me. I got Chris from Catfish who made me the Catfish hat in the purple and gold. I got a rod being built that's going to be purple and gold. There's a pattern here. There's a definite pattern.
You're the man.
My new Uncle Lou got purple.
Yeah, we took on 2 Uncle Lou rods this weekend.
Yes,
I got the orange and Zach got the purple. Those are the ones we wanted. How do we order from FOA? Freddie, would you like to drop your link or contact information for Mr. Donald Knight Sr. so he can get in on the action?
In fact, Pretty Bunch here is, in fact, he, LSU fan. I know for a fact he is actually asking about the LSU spooks. Like I said, if you order the Creole edition spooks, Freddie's going to kill me. He really will. He's going to kill me. But if you order these, baby, purple and gold, that's what it's all about.
So Thomas is still, he's still inquiring about the planer boards and trying to use them, for the first time. So help you out a little bit here. What are you using them for? Are you dragging a lake or reservoir? Are you using them in an anchoring position and current? What is it that you're trying to do with them? And hopefully we can kind of dial in a little bit to help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Because look, even me, I always learn something when Roger and these guys start talking about planer boards and dragging, because I don't have a lot of experience doing it. I'm still trying to learn it myself. So anytime this conversation comes up, my ears start going up because I'm trying to learn it myself, you know?
Well, there's also another huge, like, different category on planer boards, which is the clips.
Yes.
There are, basically 2 or 3 different styles of clips. You're either going to have like a Scotty clip that will pinch the line, but hey, Laura, that will pinch the line, but release under tension. So if you're fighting a fish or you pop the line, it will release the clip, the board will slide freely up and down the line, and you're just in direct contact with the fish, which is what I like, except for when you break off and you have to reel in everything and go back and get a board, which happens at times. All right, let's get back here. Thomas says, anchored in a river with about 1.5 to 2 miles an hour current. So a couple different things you can do. One is make sure your rod is in the like a 90 degree or 0 degree position off to the side. As you put your rod up in the air, it's going to make the front of your planer board to porpoise and come up out of the water. If you can keep the tip of your rod down in a 0 degree, that will help. Now, how well that will help at 2 mile an hour with a Uncle Lou's board, I'm not sure, because like I said, I start porpoising around 1.5 miles an hour. But that's in my Smackdown rod holders that, they're like a 40 degree tip on it, right low angle rod tip. Yes.
Let's see, Scotty clips on the Zach Royce boards and locking clips on the BCAT boards. They both have advantages. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, especially in current situations, you may want to go ahead and lock them down, because I've had that happen to me. I have the Scotty clips on my Uncle Lou's, and I've seen the current all of a sudden want to pull them so hard that it pops the line out the clips and my boards go straight to the back.
Zach picked up at the Catfish conference. Zach picked up a set of Parks planer boards, the new ones that he built, and they have a locking clip on them, which I'll tell you that the locking clip has this advantage is if you do happen to snag and break off, you don't have to stop dragging and reel in, the other 7 rods or 8 rods, depending on what you're running, to go back and get a board. You can continue to pull. Roger and I have the same tan line. Yeah, you can tell we've been out in the sun.
Yo, you almost starting to look like me. Close, not quite, but you're getting. Oh yeah, you're definitely getting there.
That's bad, ain't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, look, Danny says the same thing. For once, he's more coon-eyed than me. That ain't gonna last much longer. It's pretty much summertime down here now. You fixing to see full-fledged.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, we still got several days on the water before this weekend's tournament, so I'm sure this is only going to get worse as we continue to fish. Our buddies actually just took off and went to Wilson. They're going to do some night fishing down there tonight, so I'm anxious to hear how they do.
Yep, the new I saw a picture of those. That new design of monster rod holder that Steve Douglas come in with, and Freddie said it definitely fits his rods perfectly. They're a little shorter, from end to end than the original. So I could definitely see where it make a big difference.
Yeah, I didn't really get a hold of any of them, but I saw some pictures online what they look like. They look almost, they look a lot like, the ones I already got. So we'll stick with the Catfish tournament. This weekend is the Sea Arc Invitational Tournament. So today's only Tuesday, and there are Sea Arc boats everywhere on the water. I'm like, oh my God, so last I heard they had 180 boats signed up for this.
Okay, well, here's a good question from Carpenter Catfish. I'm not sure. I think I may have seen that name before, but pretty new. Uncle Lou's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just got gifted an Uncle Lou's and 2 Catch the Fever rods. Real recommendations. Oh man, that's a whole new show. It really comes down to what you plan on doing. What do you do most? Are you a bank angler? No, I believe this is the guy who won the longest fish in the gathering down there.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I believe that's who it is. I'm on a budget and I'm from the bank. Okay. I thought that's who it was. Okay. So I think everyone's on a budget now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought, Chrissy. I got my personal preferences, man. I'm a pin squall guy. For the money, I really like those. I got a couple other reels. I'd rather not bash them. Some newer company reels that I've been trying, and I just continue to have problems after problems with them. And I don't know. At first, I thought maybe I just got a hold of a bad reel or two, but it's just almost every reel. So if the drag won't release for you when you need it to, and or it locks up. What is that?
Thank you, Becca. Really, really appreciate it, Becca.
Sharing the information. She's going to share love between the channels. Oh, check you out.
She hit us both, Roger. Becca, you don't have to do that, Becca, but hey, we appreciate it, girl.
Man, thank you, Becca. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. I'm with Roger on that. I've had some other of the more budget reels. Now I use the pin squalls because for us, that's the only thing that puts up with the abuse of what I put them through, to be honest with you. But there are a lot of people love these Piscifun chaos reels, especially in the 60 size, if it's enough line capacity for you to get good casts from the bank. I mean, I can
vouch for the Piscifun Chaos 60s, and the reason I can is because Zach uses them and has used them for about a year, and Zach fishes like 10 times harder than most guys. I won't say everybody, but he fishes hard, and so a year under his use is like 4 or 5 years under most people's use, and I'm not trying to blow his head up or anything, but and they are holding up and they are casting well, and I'm impressed. Honestly, the Piscifun Chaos 60s are on my budget list, as opposed to a couple other name brands that I was looking into prior. But I'm also an Abu fan. At 6,500, you just about can't go wrong with those. The only problem I have with those is line capacity. Honestly, that's it. So if you're a braid, if you prefer braid, then it's really not that big a deal as far as line capacity goes. But for me, my 6,500s, I actually don't like braid, but I put braid on all my 6,500s because I was tired of not being able to use them due to line capacity. So it was either use the 6,500s with braid or not use them at all. So that's where I went.
Yeah. And keep in mind, with any brand you want to go with, whether it be the Piscifun or whichever one, pay attention to the people in chat, the people on YouTube, find you an angler that's got a discount code. It'll save you some money. I know I believe Palmetto's got a discount code for Piscifun. I know Chunky Cats Fishing, he's got a discount code for Piscifun. At Triple City Anglers, we have discount codes for the Lose reels and the pin squalls. Find somebody with a discount code or try to save a little money. I will say for Piscifun in general, they're pretty good about having sales. A lot of times if you go on their website, all of a sudden they'll have a 25% off sale, and they do that a lot. So if you're a little patient, you can save you some money. I can tell you now, the squalls, they don't ever go on sale. No, that ain't happening.
They go up and down.
That's the best you can do. Yeah.
But so the the reel of choice I'm for, I just use Creole's gear. There you go. That's a smart man right there.
That's a smart way to do it right there. Hey, I'll use that big boy too. You better believe it.
If anybody in our community could use a 30, it would be a Creole. I would never use a 30. It's just too much. It's just too big for me. I would never have a need for that much line capacity.
I fish in extremes. I fish in extreme current, extremely deep water. You'd be surprised with 50-pound test mono. I have almost spooled my pin squall 20s in certain situations. It does happen. If I'm fishing 200-300 feet out the back of the boat and in 100 feet of water, that's a lot of line out. Sometimes you hope you don't catch a fish on that thing way in the back, but guess which one catches? The one way
out the back. If you go back and look at the gathering live stream when we did the tournament, every fish, well, until we got out to the ledge, every fish we caught was on the long line, 300 feet out the back.
Now that was while y'all were dragging.
I know, man. This water out here, we should be catching bait back there. Is what we should be doing. But what brand chest camera should I get? I need to make some content, but I'm on a budget. All right, if you're on a budget, this is what I would recommend. Use your phone.
Yeah. In fact,
get you a mount that you can hold your phone. Phones are so amazing anymore that you could do amazing things with just your cell phone. Honestly, of course, I haven't had any edited content for like a year now because I got lazy and busy. But pretty much all my YouTube content if you can go back and watch any video, all of it's done on a phone. It was, half of it was shot with a phone. The other half was edited and put together, production wise, all done with a cell phone. So if you're really on a budget, and I would say use your cell phone. If you don't, if you're worried about dropping damage in it, water and all that, if you've got an old phone, or pick up an old phone and that you can slap an SD card in, you'd be on a good track. Yeah. Outside of that, I'm a GoPro fan, but GoPros aren't cheap. You can go on Marketplace and try to find something used. I feel like there ain't a whole lot that can go wrong with them. Either they work or they don't work. Yeah. So I feel like Marketplace or Craigslist. I don't even know if anybody does anybody even do Craigslist anymore? Is that a thing?
No, not for anything legal or family friendly. How about that?
I thought they took away the personal
that out there. Now, as far as action cameras go, and a lot of people don't know this. I'm gonna let out one of my little secrets here. I actually do not own a GoPro brand. Never have, never will. I'll tell you right now, I will never buy a GoPro brand because of the price. Look, I'm on a budget with this too, but I will share something that I found a few years back, and I've been upgrading with this brand ever since. But this little camera right here, the brand, if I can get my dang camera to focus, but it's called an Akaso, A-K-A-S-O, Akaso. The V50X Akaso. This basically does all the same things that a GoPro 8 and above will do, but this is a $110 camera. It'll do 4K. The sound is really good. I'm not going to say it's excellent, but it's really good. Image stabilization, a Wi-Fi capable, a big touch screen on the back. This is for my production videos, production stuff, not my live stuff. This is all I have ever filmed with, is Akaso brand cameras. For the price, I love them. I have beat them to death. They still work. I've had to clean mud off of them before. I love these little cameras. And to me, this one, the V50X, to me, that's the best bang for your buck in this brand of camera. Absolutely love them.
Yeah, I have actually seen a lot of I've seen a lot of good reviews on those when I was looking to get into the GoPros. The problem is once you start buying GoPros and accessories, then you don't want to switch to go anything else because you've got all this money wrapped up in accessories.
Yep. Now any GoPro accessory like bolt-on covers will still fit this camera. It still has the same, 1/4-inch thread on the bottom. Everything else like the GoPros have. The only thing that won't swap over is, let's say, like the batteries. Of course, it takes its own battery, But yeah, look, as Brandon says right there, it's on sale for $99 right now on Amazon. I think I got this one for $110. I bought it a while back. It's great for, especially like me. I don't make a living off this. I don't make a lot of production stuff. I just can't justify dropping that much money on the GoPro stuff when I don't use it all the time. Now, if I made my living creating content, okay, that's like having Craftsman tools versus Snap-on tools. Okay, you're making your living from it. That might justify the cost. For me,
right?
I love it. In fact, I'll drop the name in the chat.
There you go. Yeah.
Because I know some people ask, because I know people can't understand the way I talk anyway. We'll drop it in the chat right here. It'll show on the Muskrat. Oh, it shows on both of them. Akaso V. That's cool. We're streaming on both channels. I typed in the comment, but it went twice in each of our channels' chats. It's pretty
that
cool.
way everyone gets it. I like that.
I did not know it did that. Learned something today.
It's right there on the shelf next to the. I'm not sure if that's a TV or what's right there.
Thank you.
Should be right there to your right.
Hey, see, and this is what we preach. He says he got that 50-pound yellow cat on a $40 Walmart combo. You know what? Especially if you're more of the occasional fisherman. Like I said, if you ain't trying to make your living doing this, it will get it done. You know, half of the reason that I have this big, heavy-duty, nasty gear is because of the extremes that we fish.
Right.
If you're trying to sling 2 pounds of bait and 20 ounces of lead, Walmart gear just doesn't get me by. If I fished a lot of the situations that the people in chat fish, I would not own the gear I do. I did it out of sheer necessity,
Wait a second, I'm trying to. I lost my train of thought. A lot of it is, you could buy the gear and all the accessories, but honestly, it comes more down to your ability as an angler. If you're horsing a fish, or if you don't, know how to take your time with the fish and get it and whatever. But what I've always told people starting out, is my general rule of thumb is I start with the fish and work my way back. So with that, I mean, I start with the most important thing is my bait. All right. Once I'm able to catch, secure, and keep fresh bait, then the next closest piece is the hook. All right. So that's the next most important piece. Then my leader line, and then my main line, and then my reel, and then my rod, and then me. The last thing is my boat or any of that other stuff, because if you start the level of importance with the bait and the hook and the line and all that, if you don't start there, then what your boat doesn't matter. Your everything, nothing else matters.
That's right.
Because in order to catch big fish, you got to be prepared to catch big fish, and that means having the gear and the ability to do so.
Yeah, Roger, I mean, I know Roger feels the same way I do, but
yes, it is.
If I had to pick one, and I mean one piece of gear to never, ever, ever compromise on price and quality, that's your hook.
That is without a doubt. That is without a doubt, like the number one thing. I found a hook that I love. I found the hook that I believe in, and I buy them and use them. And it's I like the Diachi D85.
That's it. Yeah.
I watched a lot of tournament anglers all be, they were, I was like, of course they say that they're sponsored by him and this, that, and the other. Right. And I finally tried some, and because actually Zach tried some. He's bought some and tried them, and I was like, man, those things are crazy. And honestly, for the price, if you buy them in bulk, they're actually cheaper than almost any other hook on the market, which is crazy, but they really are. You can, average hooks cost around $1 a piece, which is tough. But we buy these hooks on TTI Blakemore, and they're $55 for 100, which makes them 55 cents a piece. So, like almost half price of what most hooks. Now I know you can get some cheaper ones, but again, quality. You get what you pay for. You got to be careful. There are a lot of companies out there that buy bulk from overseas. Alibaba or whatever all the other stuff is over there. They bring it, ship it all over here, and then they offset the hooks with pliers in the garage or whatever, and they've messed up the strength of the hook and the integrity, and they put teeth marks in them. And those are pet peeves for me. Doesn't mean it's a pet peeve for everyone, but that's the thing I look for in quality is don't do that. There are people out there who do it right, which is tempering the metal, which is a process of heating the metal up and then bending it and then tempering it back into it's strengthening the hook again, which the only one that I know of that does that properly off the top of my head is Freddie. Not to make his head any bigger than already is. That damn hat will never fit. But he's the only one that I know of that actually heats the hooks up to the proper temperature before he tries messing with them. And, I'm not saying he's the only one that does it. He's the only one I know of that does it. And so, it just comes down, we're just talking about quality, really, when it comes to pretty much any of your gear.
Yeah, exactly. And Thomas does make an excellent point. Yes, quality line is pretty much right up there with the hooks, but one of the cheapest monofilament lines that I know of out there is also one of the most trusted ones, and that's Berkeley Big Game. You can get very good lines for very cheap with certain brands, but with hooks, I mean, in my opinion, pretty much you're going to get what you pay for. You really do. A cheap hook is a cheap hook. Now, you're getting them cheap because you're buying in bulk and you're buying a bunch of them. A Diachi is not a cheap hook. You're buying a bunch, you're getting a better deal on them. You're going straight to the manufacturer to get them. That's little tricks to save a little money on a really good quality product. If you ever bought a Diachi circle hook like from Bass Pro, dude, they not cheap. I promise you. Roger found a method of getting that hook for a better price.
Right.
But not compromising 1% on quality though.
Yeah. And I agree, the Berkeley Big Game, I used it for a long time. Honestly, I would probably, I don't know. I really like Slime Line. I really like other lines. My favorite line is Andy Monster. It's just,
I like it too.
A 30-pound Andy Monster, I think, can. I stopped the boat with it at times. It's unreal how strong that crap is. It's too strong. I actually used to run 50, and I was so tired of throwing my shoulder out trying to break that damn line. It would never break.
That's where I'm at now. I've got a couple of my reels with 50-pound Andy Monster on them. It's too much. I'm backing back down to 40.
I did the same thing. I went down to 40 and it was still too much. I was like, good Lord. And so now I'm down to 30, and 30 I'm happy with it. I got good line capacity, and that stuff is, oh my God, it's ridiculously strong. But
and Thomas, no, definitely it's and I know you're not knocking anything. Trust me. It's all about what catches you fish. What do you have confidence in? What do you? Because look, you don't want to have to worry about every little thing. You don't have to worry about the hook, worry about the line. If you're using stuff that you know is doing good, then you know you got it.
There's my brother Rusty Moorfield. He called me the other day. They were heading down to Kentucky Dam trying to get him some skipjack. I don't know if you did any good. I didn't see any pictures, but also I've been fishing like a fool, so I haven't really seen or done anything other than fish. 30-pound Andy, What does that say? The truth. I use slime line.
Yeah, slime line. Yeah, and look, slime line to me is very, very, very similar to the Andy as far as abrasion resistance. Slime line ties a great knot because I used to use slime line, leader line exclusively. It ties a really, really, really great knot. It's really good stuff. That slime line's no joke.
In my opinion, and keep in mind this is my opinion. Andy or slime line leader line is the best leader line. It ties, I think, the best knot. However, Andy leader line, I hate it. I do not like Andy leader line.
Really?
I don't.
And I love mine. Go figure. I
like Cast King leader line, and I don't really care for Cast King on most other products. But for $8.99 or $9.99, Cast King leader line is it's very tough and it ties a really good knot. And so I've been using Cast King leader line for like 2 years now.
The Cast King saltwater leader line. Yeah, I still have some spools of it. It's some great stuff. I pretty much have switched exclusively to the Andy leader line now. It doesn't quite tie the knot that the Cast King does, but for the same poundage of line, it's a thicker diameter. I like it a little better for the abrasion resistance. I have to change it out often because I'm willing to give up a little bit on the knot tying to get that extra abrasion resistance, for me in my situation.
And JG Hill, he chimed in too. That was one of the things I was going to add is the Andy Monster seems to have a lot less memory when it comes to casting and having all them loops and crazy stuff in your line. Slime line is very, very smooth. It does stretch a lot. One of the things that got me was it always scared me when I stretched my slime line out so much, like on a snag or something crazy, that if it doesn't return back to its normal size, it became thinner in diameter and there become weaker. Yeah, so
it's that time of year. People are making shark jokes now.
Hey, you might as well get used to it. You run steel leaders and steel cable.
I've got
that's why you're gonna need that Squall 30 so you can put some steel wire on that thing. It's a winch.
The sad part is I'm actually, when the time is right, I actually am going to go on purpose and catch sharks. Y'all heard me say it here. I'm going to do it. That way, certain people will leave me alone about it.
Oh, wait, we're all dying to see it. So might as well make it happen.
I got a lot of little boxes I need to check off this year. Stuff that I've been telling everybody I was going to do. And it's mainly because I compete in so many little tournaments that I just don't have time. You know what? We're going to make some time this year. We're going to back off on some of the competing stuff, and we're going to do some of the stuff that I've been promising people for 4 years now that I was going to do on camera. Some of it pretty soon.
That's Danny Stone says he loves the Cajun red line. Yeah. I've actually used that stuff, and I haven't used it in a long time, but from what I remember using, that stuff is like crazy strong too.
Yeah, it is. Cajun is I call it an underrated line. Their 12-pound Cajun, I promise you it takes 25 pounds to break it.
There you go. Hey, there's KP's in the house. What's up, KP?
What's going on, Kenneth?
Take down catfishing. We got to meet him at the gathering down in Tennessee. Man, we had such a good time down there meeting everybody. The only problem I had with the whole thing was that it goes by so fast.
Yeah.
So like you're on the Tennessee River, you want to fish. That's all you want to do is fish. And then you're like, crap, it's over and everyone's gone. You're like, damn, I didn't get to see so-and-so or hang out as much as I wanted to because I wanted to fish. Where do I get my hooks? Steve, I get them from TTI Blakemore. I'll be honest with you. It's very hard to find. So in Google search, type Diachi D85 100 bulk, and that will bring it up. Because if you don't search it that way, it's very hard to find. I don't know if they do that on purpose or what, but if you don't put in the 100 bulk, it's hard to find it.
Okay.
If I was able to, I'm on the phone. Obviously, I'm at Wheeler right now. There we go. Catfish Viking. Who's at Wheeler? This guy. I got the Elk River right here behind me. We got a VRBO or an AT. We rented a house. It's on the lake, so we're down here on Wheeler trying to get it done. But man, I'm telling you what, fishing's been tough for us. I don't know. A couple of Ohio boys with no flow, no nothing. We're like scratching our head. We're just dragging all over the place.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be fishing up on the bank underneath the trees if it'd be me. I'd be so lost.
Yeah, well, we've done that. We've been underneath the trees. We were in the trees. We've been, man, we've been deep. We've been shallow. We've been, my home waters. Hey, come on down. Show us some, give us some pointers. We can do
there. Buck knows what's up. That is the original OG stuff right there.
There you go.
I thought that was just a hometown secret right there. Apparently,
so Roger, he caught the trees. I might have got a stick jack or two in there, man.
A limb brim.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. We loaded up on the skipjack. Both times we went to the dam. I mean, we just flat tore them up. The first day we were there. Hey, there's Skip Stewart. What's going on? Skip's been dealing with some family stuff going on too. Yeah. He could use some prayers and positive thoughts over his way, for his dad. His dad's going through a bunch right now. Absolutely. Poor Skip, man. He actually drove all the way down to the gathering to surprise us. Right. Got all the way down here and got some bad news and had to turn around and go all the way back home. We didn't even get to see him. So you're in our thoughts and prayers, brother. If you need anything, just let us know and keep your chin up. But
Nina, I am not hard to find. Not hard to find at all.
Yeah, you're just right there at the little L. You just go boom right there. Jeremy.
Right there. I ain't hard. Yeah, I ain't hard to find. Just throw. Just come in that river and come on down. I'll see you eventually.
Let's see. I was trying to think of what else we've been up to down here. The skipjack. I'm a Foley spoon type of guy. I know you and I talked a little bit before the show about. For me, I love a Foley spoon. I feel like I can target him better. I just feel like I catch more with the Foley spoon. I know a lot of guys love Sabinky rigs and tying their own jigs and things like that, and that works. But for me, man, I come down with a trolling sinker. It's got the swivels on both ends. Half ounce is what I've been running this week. Half ounce. And I actually run a very, very long leader. So I'm talking 24 to 30 inch leader between my trolling sinker and my spoon. I like to get a little bit of separation there. And here's something that people may or may not know or do, but it made a huge difference the other day. I was throwing this green. It was actually an emerald green, not a chartreuse, but an emerald green spoon, and I was catching them like every single cast. It was insane. Zach finally switched over, and he went to the emerald spoon and could not catch fish. Exact same leader length, exact same weight, exact same everything. And I finally noticed that at the end of his line, he put one of those little clips, like a swivel with a little clip on it, so that he could switch out, his Foley spoons and colors. And I said, hey, I don't ever run a clip at my spoon. I feel like it interferes with the action of the blade or the spinning of the. I said, take that clip off and see what happens. And I'm not joking. First cast, he was hooked up and just was on fire right next to me because he did away with the clip. And after we mentioned that, a couple other people said they did the same thing. And so if you're having trouble catching skipjack anyway with a Foley spoon, make sure you do not run any type of clip. I know it's quicker, so you can swap out the the colors, because sometimes they are finicky to switch colors. But take the time to just tie a new one because it can definitely affect your catch. What's that say? Emerald green.
I just sang that to myself in my head in Becca's accent. So
Oh my God.
There's something wrong with me. That is awesome though.
Follow the Yellow Cat Road.
Oh, that is going to be stuck in my mind.
Follow the Yellow Cat Road. Follow the Yellow Cat Road.
Yep. That is going to live rent free in my head for the next 72 hours.
Oh, Becca, what did you do?
Oh man, that is awesome.
Man, I got bugs. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got bugs flying every direction here.
I will tell you this about catching slicker, which for those that don't know, it's what I call skipjack. It's all the same thing. I've finally got my dad doing this, and he's noticed that it's made a massive difference in what we catch. Fluorocarbon leaders. We can't hardly catch them on just regular mono leaders, even though you use clear mono, like, you know, because what I catch most of mine on is I'll tie me like a 3-jig sabiki with those 16-ounce shiny heinies on them. That's our go-to for catching them.
Right.
If you do not tie that sabiki using fluorocarbon, not saying you're never going to catch them, but the only way you're going to catch them is if they're just exploding out of the water where they hit anything anyway. If they're any little bit finicky, if you ain't got that fluorocarbon on there, it's not happening. Learned my lesson one too many times.
I use the cheap, what is it, Omni, whatever it is, Walmart name brand. I use 20-pound, clear mono, and that's what I tie all my jigs with for skipjack.
And you see, for whatever reason, I can't get away with that. I don't know if it's maybe because I fish much dirtier water. Maybe it has something to do with the dirty water. I don't know, but I can't get away with using. The only mono I've ever got away with is, believe it or not, that red Cajun, because they say red is the first color to disappear as you go down in the water column. I just learned that the other day. And because they always said the red Cajun, it disappears in the water.
Yep.
Now I know why. And that's the only mono I've ever gotten away with. But like regular clear mono, nope.
Hey, Dan's in the house. What's up, buddy?
I missed a couple. I got John Orler. What's going on,
Hey,
bro?
what's up, John Orler?
Long time no see. And fellow Triple City Anglers team member, Dan Shaw, Goober Time Guide Service, baby. What's going on?
What's going on? I got to catch bits and pieces of the championship tournament between the James and the Potomac over the weekend. It was fun to listen to. I'll tell you that.
It was tight. It was very tight, and it tickled me to death that I actually called my shot on that one. That the winner was going to be less than a 20-pound spread.
Yeah, between
the two teams, and you know what? 13 pounds. Give or take a few tenths. But 13 pounds was the spread between the two teams. I
love it when it's a good close race like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Unless you're on the losing end. So like this weekend, we went against Tennessee River guys at the gathering and got beat by Bobcat by 3 inches. Terrible.
Yeah, I will say this. That's probably the closest anybody's ever come to beating Bobcat.
I don't know, but maybe. But if you're going to get beat, getting beat by the guy that, you're in his backyard and playing with his toys, getting beat by, and he's got the belt. He's the king of the Tennessee.
The belt carrying, undefeated, undisputed king of the Tennessee River.
If you're going to go out, that's the way to do it right there.
Exactly. If you're going to get beat by the best. At least that.
No, we Matt, calm down. Now we've had
we know.
No, we've had a really good time down here. The gathering, not to make Daryl's head any bigger than what it is, but dude, he puts in a ton of work to make that thing happen. I know by the time it gets here, most people are sick of hearing about it. They're like, okay, Daryl, we got it. But he is passionate about it, and it shows by all the prizes. Oh my God, the number of things given. If you didn't win a prize, it was just not your day, because there were so many prizes given away. It was just crazy. But yeah, I had a really good time, met a bunch of great people, a lot of people, seeing again this year, and then shaking hands with people that I've never met that I had a great time talking to. But Kevin, I might be tapping on your buzzing your phone tomorrow to get some pointers, because we are struggling down here, man. It's no secret that we don't know Wheeler. We've only fished on Wheeler like 2 times. But you're never going to get any better. You're never going to learn till you just get down here and throw elbows with the best of them. And eventually you stop losing money. You can't afford to lose money. You got to get better. So we got to get better.
Oh, I love it.
But
now you see, you have to remember your famous saying, Roger. And I'm trying.
If you want to catch big fish, you got to be prepared to catch big fish.
Well, no. The other one about if you always
do what you always did, you always get what you always got.
That's it. I can never say it right. I can never, ever say it right. Ooh.
Yeah, we've been shaking it up pretty good between techniques. Creole.
Okay. I'm gonna make a little announcement, because there might not be many people in YouTube that know what has been going on the past for a good while. Right now, apparently on Haz's TikTok, those that follow Haz Live Fishing, Haz, right as we speak, is revealing the all new Triple City Anglers rod. We're gonna actually have our own rod now at Triple City Anglers. We've been kind of seeing pictures and seeing this and seeing that, and apparently Haz is revealing the rod right now on TikTok. So when we get out of here in a few minutes, definitely I'm gonna have to go check that out, because I haven't seen the full pictures yet myself. So definitely.
I know that you got to get up super duper early, and we are getting up super duper early to get back out on the water. And hopefully we can get on some fish, and we might pop up a live stream here in the next day or two. To be honest with you, the last couple of days have been pretty head scratching and just running all over the place trying things. So didn't make much of a live stream, but
he walked from the living room all the way here because he heard me talking.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and wrap things up. We can everybody wants to hop over there and see Haz on TikTok. They can do that. We'll get up and wrap up out of here, and by the time you see me next week, we'll be back at the house, and we're going to talk about we're going to talk about ledges, right? How to target ledges, the infamous swing rod. Exactly what is that? How do you do it? What is it? Why do you do it? And how can you catch more fish doing that technique? We're going to go in detail on that next week. So, Jeremy, thanks for tuning in tonight. Absolutely. Everybody hanging out here tonight with us, thank you so much for tuning in each and every Tuesday night. We truly appreciate you guys taking the time out to stop in. And if you're here for a minute and you're here for an hour, we love each and every one of you. And we'll do it again next Tuesday night. Same cat time, same cat channel. Good night, everybody.
Well, appreciate everybody.